Week 15 starts tonight, so you know I got to do my prediction. First, we got the Rams versus the 49ers. Rams coming off a big win against the Bills, the best of the Rams have looked in quite some time. The 49ers had another big win against the Bears, but before that, we're looking very shaky. I feel like this is a game that the Rams really should win, but it's an NFC West game on prime time, and I honestly trust the 49ers a lot more in this matchup, so I have to pick the 49ers. Never thought we'd see the Panthers be favored in a game, but it happened. Bryce Young has been playing some good football recently. And while the Cowboys have been keeping it close with Cooper Rush, I don't think that they're going to end up winning this game. Give me the Panthers. To me, this feels like a funky game that the Chiefs could end up losing, but I got them squeaking it out like they usually do. Really hard to pick against the Chiefs because they're the most clutch team I've ever seen with how they're winning these close games, so I just have to go with KC. I really don't think either of these teams are very good. The Texans have been suspect all season, and it's finally been showing with the losses they've had recently. I think this will be a very close game, but I'll give the Texans the slight edge. The tale of two disappointments, the Jets and the Jaguars. The Jets have looked good in the beginning of a lot of their games recently, and then end up crumbling. But good for them, they're playing against Mac Jones, and I do think the Jets are better than the Jaguars, so I'll end up taking the Jets in this game. The Commanders will basically lock up a wild card spot with this win over the Saints, and I do expect them to get the job done. I do think it's going to be weirdly close. I just feel like it's one of those games for the Saints where they keep it competitive, but I have the Commanders getting the job done. Give me the Ravens. They're going to be pissed off after how the last couple weeks have been. They're coming off a bye. I don't see this being a loss for the Ravens. Give me the Bengals over the Titans. People were telling me before the season I should be watching out for the Titans, and I should never have listened to them once, which I didn't. Give me the upset. I have the Patriots beating the Cardinals. Before the past couple weeks when the Cardinals lost, I kept hearing people say, oh, the Cardinals are winning the NFC West. They're one of the better teams in the NFC. And it has proven recently that they just are not at that level yet, and I think they're just going to completely crumble. This game has a lot of playoff implications because if the Broncos win this game, it will be pretty much locked up, similar to the Commanders. I think this is going to be a very close game. I mean, the Colts are really fighting for their playoff hopes right now with this game. And honestly, in a weird way, I see the Colts getting this done. Give me the Colts. We have the game of the week, if not the game of the year, being the Bills versus the Lions. I personally think that the Lions are just a significantly better team than the Bills. And it's not because I think the Bills are overrated or anything like that. I think they are properly rated by the media overall. But the thing I don't think people understand is how much higher above the rest of the league the Lions really are right now. Especially when you look at the games they've played. The only close games they've really had are against their divisional rivals, which you would expect anyway. Give me the Lions. I do think the Bills will keep it close at moments, but I do see the Lions being in control for the majority of the game. Give me the Buccaneers over the Chargers. I like a lot of what the Buccaneers have been doing recently. They've been kind of flying under the radar, but now because how bad the Falcons are playing, they're right in the mix again. The Battle of Pennsylvania, I'm excited to see this game. This is a good test for Pittsburgh because they've been playing some good teams recently, but they haven't played a team at the caliber as the Eagles. I do expect this to be a close fight, a really tough game. The Steelers are probably going to be really competitive against this Philly roster. And honestly, even though I'm a Ravens fan, I just see the Steelers getting this done. I think people are going to need to start putting more credit on this Pittsburgh team. Then on Sunday Night Football, we have the Packers versus Seahawks. I think this should be a very interesting game. The Seahawks always are fireworks on offense, even though there's a lot of games where they don't look like a great overall team. I'm going to pick Green Bay to win this game, but I think Seattle's definitely going to keep it interesting. Then on Monday night, we have two games again. My guess is because there's no more teams on bye, so they want to spread the games out more, which I think is cool. In the first game, I'm definitely feeling an upset of the Bears. They've been losing so much recently. They've looked horrible, but I don't think that even matters because the Bears are hungry in these divisional games, and the Vikings have been looking a little shaky to me. I know they just came off a good game versus the Falcons, but up until that point, they have looked pretty suspect, so I have to lean with the Bears. And with the second game being the Falcons versus the Raiders, this feels like a Falcons win. They played horrible recently. They need a bounce back. I think they will get it, but I'm still going to question the Falcons heavily.